Hey, all you sexy bookworms. Welcome to this special episode of Shit We've Read After Dark. This episode features spicy, mature content, and the topics discussed may not be suitable for everyone. Please, take care as you listen. Now, light some candles and make yourself comfortable as we get ready to go deep into this book, that is. We hope this episode is as good for you as it was for us.
Hello and welcome back to Shit We've Read After Dark. I'm your host this episode, Bella Romero. We are back for the first episode of season 6, our first After Dark and our first just episode in general. We took a little hiatus and we're back, and I am joined by my usual co-hosts, Jason Rico. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Bella. How's it going?
Pretty good. How's the bartending biz going?
Busy as always. Busy as always.
For those of you who may be new to our After Dark episodes, Jason is normally the one that makes a mixed drink, but this time he showed up in a little outfit for us, which he also usually does. But this one was unintentional, and you're going to have to clip something with those black gloves of yours.
Okay.
A light bulb with
Immediately,
black
we need
gloves,
an explanation. I was having some issues with the light in my room, so I was replacing it. So I had these black latex clothes on, just to not get dirty, to provide a little extra layer from the heat. And so that's what she's referring to. But
were you using latex gloves to not get burned?
I need the tiniest, like a smidge.
Said I want it melted into my skin. Actually,
it wasn't that hot. It wasn't burning, but it was enough. It was enough to not touch my skin for a split second.
This is the very distinct memory I have of being a child and like cooking something for my mom and not knowing where to find the oven mitts. So I was like, oh, dishwashing gloves. Those are also gloves in the kitchen, and grab something out of the oven with them because I was stupid.
Oh, no.
Except I was like 7, so that was okay.
Well, that shade is brought to you by EmmaSkies. Hi, Emma.
Hello.
What an intro.
Yeah.
New season, new me. No, it's the same me. That is.
Yeah, she's already drinking
always
out of the bottle, so I'm very excited to have you on today.
Look, it's me and my barefoot against the world.
She's in a mood, and I like it. And that giggle in the background is Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hello. I'm excited to be back. It's been a while.
Did you miss our chaos? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
We need this in our lives.
We do. Honestly, it's been too long. I blame Rico for no reason other than he's just there.
It's just Rico's fault.
Yeah, it's always his fault. He's also so busy, so we can just blame him and his schedule. For once, somebody busier than me.
The first episode of the season, we've been recording for 4 minutes, and I've been dragged 3 times already, I think.
Yeah,
it's 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
No, that's including the pre-episode recording.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been
sometimes
recording.
but sometimes you set yourself up for it. So
you really do. Who shows up with black latex gloves and doesn't think we're gonna notice that? It's insane. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me, you guys, and our listeners. Thank you for listening. We have a really fun book. Last season, I feel like we really delved into the Omega-verse of smut, and I found a sapphic Omega-verse book called She Came for the Pack by Darva Green. So we're excited to talk about that today. But before we get into the book, is anybody drinking anything fun?
well, we know Emma.
I continue my hunt for a barefoot sponsorship. Sponsor me, barefoot. I drink it on every episode. It's the same thing every episode. Pink Moscato. Send me a case, please. It will keep me going for 2 years.
It's true. She only drinks when we record. So if you want more episodes, give us a case.
That'd be great.
Right?
Speaking
Rico,
of
Laura, anything?
Yeah.
I actually forgot. I also have my fruit Scotto strawberry, and I forgot for it. So let me just do that really quick.
I was going to say that's an Emma staple as well.
They don't have it where I live anymore. I don't know where to find it.
We'll just have to do a shopping trip in Laura's neck of the woods, and then you'll be stocked. Or again, send us a case.
Yeah. My husband earlier, he knows that we always have at least a drink usually. So he came in and he's like, "Oh, I should have got this other thing for you, and I could have made this drink, this nice cocktail." And I was like, "Oh, it's fine. I just want my barefoot anyways." And he was like, "Why? Like you do it all the time?" I said, "Yeah, because we want a sponsorship someday. I gotta have it."
It's now the drink of the show. What can we say? Rico, did you shake your head when I asked, is anyone drinking?
No.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a fun drink?
Yeah. I mean,
where's your fun drink?
It's right here in a Patron bottle.
Oh.
What is it?
It's
I can't.
It's tequila and sparkling hibiscus drink.
Oh. And what inspired such a concoction?
It's pink, like one of the characters' hair.
Oh, that works.
You know what? Sometimes simple does it.
Straight into the point.
Why overthink it?
Both Emma and Laura could have used that as an excuse for Fruitscato. But
I mean,
we
all have pink drinks. Bella, do you have a pink drink?
Okay, I don't have a fun drink because I have
kick her out.
Hold on.
Okay, how do I meet her mic?
Hey, whoa. Hey, I was sick last week. So I'm still drinking tea, but I have a fun container. Can you? It's too bright.
After dark.
Hey!
After dark mug.
A little.
Oh, you made it!
It's a shit we've read after dark mug.
I was going to give you shit for not being our branding, but okay. Well done.
Yeah, I did both. It's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde little mug. Where
That's
depending
awesome.
on what we're recording, I can face out the logo. And it's purple, and at the bottom, it says bye.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
are we opening?
I am on theme still. Okay.
So are we gonna like open pre-orders for listeners or like?
No, this cost me like $40 to make. Absolutely not.
So they're not going to be cheap. It's going to be at least a 6 month turnaround. So listeners,
you guys, no. It didn't take me
maybe
that long,
a year,
but if you buy me a bunch of mugs, I'll make one for somebody. But yeah, it's fun. I like it.
That's awesome.
I went with friends to this cafe in Sacramento called Brewbird, and you can like make your own clay stuff while you like drink a coffee, have a little pastry. So I did that. And I was like, what do I make? I was like, a shit we've read mug would be super fun because then I'll have that on the podcast. Like every, podcast, they have their little mugs. So yeah.
Nice. Okay,
so,
I excuse having no fun drink.
Thank you.
Because you have the fun mug.
Thank you. That was what I was going for today. I was like, I don't want to drink alcohol. I feel like shit. So, but it's time to bring out the mug. Nice. I've been holding on to this. I got it back just when we wrapped up season 5. So I've been waiting. I've held in. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So Rico.
Nice surprise.
Apology accepted. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
I'll never apologize.
Okay, so let's get into this book. So as I mentioned, we have a sapphic werewolf romance. It is a standalone book in the Dreamers and Demons Sapphic Monsters series. Like there's a swamp monster one. There were like a couple other ones that look kind of fun. Yeah, I know, Emma. That was kind of my reaction. Was like
swamp monster UTI is where my brain goes. I have
Yeah.
I was like, interesting. I was like, I do want to read it now though, because I need to know UTI ? Or is this like Emma's, suspended disbelief of like, I guess we're going to pretend that the tail that was on the floor is not covered in herpes. Okay.
Fine.
It's fine. We just don't think about it. If you hate outside shoes like that, what was it? Like Dragon Princess. Oh, I can't even remember what it was called, but that book was not for you. No. Mm-mm. But anyways, so this was actually published earlier this year, March 13th, 2026. It has the tropes of fated mates, nodding. There's like a one bed single bed, hotel room trope, broken mating bond. I don't know, like chosen mates also is part of it. I don't know.
Can you tell we didn't write this part down, guys?
Yeah, can you tell? I forgot everything I was going to say after my mug thing. But yeah, I don't know. But from the book, we have some trigger warnings, which objectively are not trigger warnings. They're just, I feel like, spoilers. I don't know. But you decide. I will read them.
You can just share some of the more important ones.
No, I do like reading them because I do like making Emma mad. I like rage baiting her. So this is to rage bait Emma. Specifically.
We can talk about them in detail later.
She hates them so much. Okay, so these are the content notes from the author at the beginning of the book. So it says, while the romance between the female main characters is relatively low angst and sweet, there are some dark themes in the external conflict they're working together to solve. Content notes. Emma's eye roll. Please picture that. Content notes. Graphic sex. Shocker.
What?
Violence. I know, guys. Graphic sex scenes in a smut book. Violence in a werewolf book. Blood. Biting. Unbalanced power dynamics, because we have like the alpha omega trope as well. Let's see. Mentions of past childhood abuse and neglect. Mentions of third-party domestic abuse. Motherhood anxiety. I didn't know that was a content warning.
I didn't either.
I'm kind of like reacting to these live, guys. Mention of past pregnancy. Again, didn't know that was so scary. Murder, death of a parent. Mentions of child custody topics. Mentions of gun violence. I don't even remember that. Mentions of past traumatic injury. Oof. Threats, demonic possession, breeding kink without pregnancy, stalking.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Now I know the plot of the book.
What is this?
Okay, we can talk about the content notes. I don't know. Would that be spoilers? Probably under spoilers.
Yeah, just the general concept of like we gotta stop doing this, guys. This is not necessary.
Yeah, to the publishing world, like I understand like some things are, like pregnancy and like fertility can be like a sensitive topic, but in the case of like a book like this, it's not what the book is about. So I don't understand why we're being warned ahead of time, but I don't know. So for the synopsis, who should I pick on?
Tag yourself on mentions of child custody topics. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Pop that in before Bella puts the other thing.
You're so sneaky. We had moved on. Like, it was happening.
I was waiting for a chance to make that joke, but there was nowhere to slot it in.
Oh,
what did you say?
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
We're good.
What the hell? Okay,
We're good.
Emma.
New season.
Is this a joke about us all, at least me, Rico, and Emma being children of divorce? Question mark. Was that the joke? Just kidding. Okay, synopsis. Who am I picking on? I think that actually made my decision. Emma, you get to read it now.
You bastard. As soon as I saw it, you fucking bastard.
I was gonna say it, and I was like, "Well, we'll let Bella."
I mean, to be fair, it hasn't been me in a minute. I've been spared for many episodes in a row. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. And you know what? You are the reason we've dipped our toe into a megaverse. So
I do have to take credit for that.
Yeah. Foster us into this new wave now, Emma. Continue.
This is the first time I have seen this synopsis. So we're all going to experience this together.
Okay.
We tend to forget that the first wolves were witches. The Omegas inherited the moon goddess's gifts, and the Alphas were supposed to use their enhanced strength to protect them. As a daughter of one of the ancient werewolf houses, Sheila was born with a rare ability to see past the veil, but these days she's being haunted by more than lonely ghosts and strange dreams. After 10 years of running from her past, the Alpha who overthrew her pack wants to bring her back to the ceremonial altar where she left him. When Quinn, the packless she-wolf, for the love of God. When Quinn, the packless she-wolf, they put she-wolf and Sheila right next to each other. Why? Okay.
Keep that in there, Rico.
Okay, yeah.
When Quinn, the packless she-wolf Sheila rejected as her mate, volunteers to keep her safe, she reluctantly heads to a remote cabin where they agree to work together to figure out the troubles brewing in their territory. Quinn is determined to keep things friendly, but the lines between them begin to blur as they stay up late unraveling pack secrets and exploring Sheila's gifts. The mate bond between the two women might be broken, but fate keeps pulling them back together. How can they remain friends when they can't resist each other's touch, taste, and scent? This is a steamy sapphic werewolf romance between two werewolves who are convinced they can be just friends as they solve a mystery. Expect playful bites, cozy nests, and a protective alpha who is always sweet to her omega, but isn't afraid to show teeth if anyone threatens her safety.
Good job.
She-Wolf Sheila. She-Wolf Sheila. She-Wolf Sheila. Okay,
there we go.
Her new vocal warm-up. Yeah.
Unique New York.
All right, well, first impressions. Let's start with Rico. What did you think?
This book is fine. I don't have strong opinions one way or the other. I listen to the audiobook, so I can't really comment on like the writing and like sometimes this is self-published, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know sometimes errors and that interrupting the flow can be a big thing. Was not an issue for me. It was audiobook. The narrator was fine. Yeah. I was kind of bored for at least the first half of the book up until like the romance really started taking off and it got to the point where you knew it was going to get to eventually anyway. So once that started going, okay, I'm a little more invested. As a After Dark book in terms of like the sex scenes, I gotta use some more. I don't know. And maybe that's because I'm comparing it to other Omega-verse books that we've read where the sex scenes were pretty graphic. This one seemed fine.
You can hear him having a flashback in that moment.
Exactly. We'll talk about that in the spoilers section.
I just have like a lot of questions in general. Like I'm still newer to it. Like this is the third Omega-verse book that we've read on the show. This is the third Omega-verse book I have read. I've only read them for the show. So I'm still pretty new to it. My silly little man brain can easily understand Omega-verse as like man and woman, like heightened hormones and biology and must, rut and heat. But then when you like switch it up to two women, I'm like, what's happening now? Like what I thought I understood in terms of the logic of this Omega-verse world is a little more difficult for me to wrap my head around. All that said, it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Fair enough. And same. I think that's, and everyone's nodding their heads. So Laura, what are you thinking?
I'm pretty much the same thing. I didn't listen to the audiobook, but I felt like it was fine. I was a little bored sometimes. Yeah, I feel bad, I guess, judging sex scenes because we are reading, every book that we've read is like a different level of spice, I guess. And so we know what like high level spice is. So then when we read something that's so much less, I just feel like maybe it's not fair judging it, but also maybe it's just, that's the point. Like the author maybe didn't want to get super crazy detailed or adventurous. I don't know. But I did find myself a little bored reading some of those scenes. I will say though that I did find it really interesting the way that the author adjusted the werewolf lore to work with women being alphas also, and like adjusted a little bit more to make things make a little bit more sense, and also didn't make me feel icky. Like I'm fascinated by Omegaverse, but it makes me feel really uncomfortable. And I just am really uncomfortable reading the gender dynamics and whatnot of regular Omegaverse. So when I first read the changes that were made for this, I was like, oh, actually I kind of like that. It still has like the underlying same thing going on. Like alphas they still have kind of the, I don't remember the term in the book, but they're still a little more dominating, a little more aggressive or whatever. And that's very much still part of this world. It's just it's a little different. So I thought that was nice. I did enjoy that. I know I get what Jason's saying though by not necessarily always having a good idea of what exactly is happening because it is so different in certain aspects. But I didn't mind it, personally. I will say, I don't know that I mean, it is self-published, so I would say the writing sometimes was not great. But I wouldn't say it was absolutely terrible compared to some of the books that we've read in the past. But one thing I did notice that just drove me crazy is random little words were missing all over the place. And it was stupid. It was like to or the was just gone. And that just, after a while, drove me crazy because it was everywhere.
No, I would often go back and like reread it. Like, did I skip it in my brain? Oh, no, it's just not on the page. Got it. Okay, moving on. So like at some point, I think I got used to it, which is not like saying that that's okay. But like, this is why we have editors. Yeah. But yeah, well, since we're getting into the writing, Emma, what are your thoughts?
When I started this book, I was getting into it, and I felt really bad as I was getting into this. So I was like, I cannot hate another Bella pick. I can't. I'll feel so bad if I hate another Bella pick. And yet, Bella keeps picking bad books.
Listen, this time I will blame time and like being at a family reunion / funeral for like my rushed picking. But I kind of also knew this might be bad, but I was like, I'm just kind of curious because we've done a lot of Omegaverse, and I'm curious I think we've talked about like a gender swapped one. Yeah. Where like the male is the Omega and the female is the Alpha, which I'm still curious to read because I'm with you, Laura, where I'm like, sometimes I don't love the like gender tropes, gender norms that are present in like a traditional Omegaverse book. And so I did find that refreshing for this one. So I'm glad that we read it and we experimented. I'm also glad that this is not my worst pick ever, but this was really more for like the thought experiment of like, wow, I found a sapphic Omegaverse. We've talked about like other Omegaverses out there. I feel like I got to throw this.
I will say it's very interesting hearing you guys talk about like the gender dynamics of Omegaverse, of which I agree. And most of that, I think the gender dynamics of werewolf books in general tend to be difficult for me. There's like a ton of bioessentialism in them and gender essentialism. But being, I think, the only person that's coming at this from fan fiction is interesting because Omegaverse started in fan fiction and it's always gay. Like the idea of straight Omegaverse, of female male Omegaverse is like weird. That is something that largely happens in these in these sort of published novels. But like in terms of fan fiction, it started queer. It's mostly queer. It's almost always queer. They're so funny. I will show you guys after this. The list of the most popular Omegas and Alphas on AO3 just came out, and
oh no.
It's so, I'll show you who the most popular ones. It's all gay. Like Omegaverse is kind of, it feels like it's meant to be gay, and then it crossed over into commercialization and published books, and like that's largely where you see the straight Omegaverse stuff. So it's very funny to be like coming at it as that being like the thing that we've gotten to most.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I went into like sapphic like smut subreddits, and all of them were like, read this AO3, and I was like, no, I'm looking for like published, even like self-published books. And it was really frustrating. It took me far too long to even find like this recommendation. And like the other one that I suggested, which I don't even remember what it was. It was a vampire book. Yeah. Was like based on the recommendation, like, oh, similar books on Goodreads. And so I am very disappointed because I am aware that at least like AO3 is predominantly like for little gay subplots of our favorite,
correct
fandoms. So like, yeah, I don't like that. Like, it's hard enough to find a traditionally published one, and then they're not very good. So then they continue to not be published. And that was really where I was like, at least we'll talk about that if I pick this book. Because I think I even said, I'm throwing another sapphic book out there. Hopefully it doesn't fucking suck. And this wasn't my worst one, but it's not great.
Well, wait, why, Emma, why do you hate it? Not hate it. Why do you, I don't know if you hate it.
Yeah, so it's godforsakenly boring. Is outrageously boring. And it is such a clear indicator of why I hate the fated mates trope, even in this where she thinks she's subverting it, she tries to subvert it. The fated mates trope as always, is an excuse for lazy character building. Is an excuse to not. Why do these two women like each other?
Because they smell good. Yeah.
Take out the idea of this fated mate. Why are these two people interested in, why do they like sexually like each other? Why are they interested in talking to one another? No reason. There is none of these people have a personality. There is no relationship building. There is no character building. Nobody in this book gets a personality at all. God forbid we let anybody that's not the main two characters have anything. But yeah, the fated mate stuff is bad. The idea, like, it's trope for trope's sake, right? Like, even like she even reduces the idea of being a single parent to a trope. The child exists entirely as a prop. That child didn't need to be there. She is not worried about the child almost ever in any real sense, other than putting on the page, "Oh, I worried about him," in one sentence, and then being like, "Cool, I don't have to address it for like 4 more chapters." Like, the child
let him go run off with somebody else, and I'll disappear for a couple days. Like,
exactly. And like, it doesn't have any bearing on what I'm doing with my life. It's just like, it was so boring. And like, there's a quality to the structure of this that I don't really have a word for other than weightless. There's a weightless quality to this where everything just feels like every scene is floating individually in space. None of them connect. You're over here, and then suddenly you're over here, and then suddenly you're over here, and then suddenly you're over here. Like, in no way, like, the book doesn't connect to each other. The passage of time doesn't make any sense. Like, the physical movement of the book doesn't make any sense. It's like she just has a collection
geography.
Geography makes no sense.
Geography is loose. Yeah.
It's like I can envision a scenario in which all of these scenes exist as Post-it notes on her wall, and she had to be like, okay, this scene, and now this scene, and like, none of them make sense together. But
so I feel like
it's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing we've read. It is certainly not the worst written thing that we've read. It is, we've had worse, but it's not good.
So you can tell that Mercury's in retrograde right now, because I'm going to come to Bella's defense a bit in that this wasn't Bella's initial
Clutched
pick.
my pearls.
It was not Bella's initial pick.
So I would like to believe that the initial pick,
which was also bad.
No, we were leaving that part out.
Emma, that one was also an experiment that I can't put in a recording. We'll talk later.
What I am enjoying about these picks, like, whether or not they're good or not, like, I mean, yes, it'd be nice if they were all great and they were all enjoyable. Like, that would be ideal, but we don't always know that. So at least when I pick a book, clearly this is what you were doing too, Bella, is like, let's find something new. Let's find something fresh that's different than what we've talked about. Like, we've done Omegaverse, but we've never done, Sapphic Omegaverse. So, like, okay, cool. That in itself, like, makes the process enjoyable for me, even if the book itself is not.
And the other thing too, I was like, it's only like 200 and something pages. I was like, at the very fucking least, it's really short.
Oh yeah, if it was 400 plus pages, we would have been pissed off.
No,
for sure.
That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw this out there with minimal research, because at least it's only 200 pages. Like, let me know if it's a definite no, and someone else can pick. But like, yeah, no, I feel like Emma's getting us into spoilers, so I do want to segue into that part of the discussion. Emma, drink like a little bit more wine. That would be really helpful, actually. Big sip, guys.
Whoa.
Good job, Emma.
No.
Dedicated.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow it with some water.
Okay, that's good.
Good idea.
Listeners, also drink some water right now if you're listening. Hydration.
Are you listening? Yeah, good idea, Rico. I love that. All right, so we're going to get into spoilers. So if you are really sold by our glowing reviews in the non-spoiler section, and you'd like to pause here and take a quick dilly-dally over to this 200-page book, do so now, because we're about to, get into it. So I don't know, maybe we start with those content warnings now that Emma's chugged some wine. And it's our first question on our outline. How did we feel about the content warnings, and were they accurate? And Emma, go.
It's not even a matter of whether or not they're accurate. It's, are they useful? This is not a useful way to engage with the story. Like, to a certain extent, I am on board with the concept of trigger warnings, of content warnings, of like, here is something that is like largely considered to be maybe a little rough, or like there's interesting research on both sides of whether this is helpful or not. But I'm sorry, mentions of past child custody topics. What?
That one is a little crazy to put in there.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I will say, for how boring this book was too, this was wild. Like, she was grasping at straws for content warnings.
And it's like, it's hard to know what somebody, because all of these are used interchangeably from book to book and from like media to media. Trigger warning, content note, like all different things, but within this space, especially in self-publishing, seem to be operating in the same way. And it doesn't like, and then it's just AO3 tags. It's just AO3 tags. Just call it a tag. If you're going to do that, just call it a tag. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't think this is useful or helpful, and it's kind of just getting annoying.
I agree. This one especially, it's a tag. Looks like a tag. It quacks like a tag. It's
the one for me that made me laugh is breeding kink without pregnancy. Is like, so it's not a breeding kink. So it's just cream pies. Like.
Rico.
I mean,
but
yes.
It's not a breeding.
Expecting you to go there.
It's the same way you would feel about a breeding kink with like a male partner that's had a vasectomy, or like a breeding kink with people that are. I mean, it's still technically, you're still engaging in the kink of it, because especially in the moment in the book, they discuss it in that way. They discuss it in terms of the kink. Yeah. But then she goes out of her way to make sure to tell you without pregnancy. I'm like, just like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And also, they're lesbians. Of course, it's without pregnancy.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Whoa, magic! Come on.
Well, fair enough, magic. But also, like, you're calling out a kink, which, like, how do I put this? Let's consider kinks pluses, right? Those are things that people enjoy. Right. So it is an enjoyable thing in a section that is about potentially negative things. So like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
it is a mixed message. Yeah.
It's just a weird, I don't know. It just says something about like the intent behind something, or the intent behind publishing, or like, I don't know. It just reads to me as somebody who, and this is basically me projecting, but I'm like, did you really think through like what all of this means, and what like, are you really sitting down and thinking about what is the purpose of this content note, and what is it accomplishing? Right. And like, am I doing anything? Or is it just like, this is kind of what we do now, and so I'm going to do this. I don't know.
It's checking a box so she can say I provided that, in case anyone goes, I wasn't ready for the breeding.
In which case you go, tough shit. Like
some things don't.
What did you think?
Yeah, I think in certain situations, some things just don't make sense. Like, I don't know why unbalanced power dynamics within the werewolf community is
the entire concept of Omegaverse?
That's obviously part of it, and we're not going to put that in every book.
I'm very triggered by that. I'm fine with unbalanced power dynamics, but in the werewolf,
not within the werewolf community.
No. I've
like,
dealt with that
right
too
in
much
front of my
life.
salad.
Great.
But also something that's I mean, I don't think it needs to be in here, but I can also understand why it might be. But like motherhood anxiety, mention of past pregnancy, that could be a sensitive topic for some parents who may have gone through issues having children. I don't know.
I mean, the entire concept of like motherhood anxiety would apply to like literally every book ever written that has a character who's a mother. Like, what are we doing? And who is it helping to write motherhood anxiety in here? Nobody. Like, the research has actually shown that is not helpful.
I feel like trigger warning, content warnings make sense if it's something that is universally known to be traumatic or difficult in a story where you really would not expect it. That would be helpful, right? Like if I am reading this is a really stupid example to make my point, but if I'm reading a child like Berenstain Bears, go to the park. Content warning, by the way, there's miscarriage. We're talking about miscarriages in here. It's like,
what the fuck, dude?
It's like, I was not ready for that.
Okay.
So thank you for letting me know that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking, thinking dead body for whatever reason.
That too, but like in this context,
finds a dead body.
we're talking about books that are inherently mature, that deal with graphic content in many different ways, like you holding her hand and warning us about every potential thing is
Content note, graphic sex.
Violence, blood, biting. I was like, okay, yes, these are smut books about werewolves. Next.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, some people don't know.
Don't know what?
Sorry, Jason.
No, some people. I was thinking about that, Laura. Like, it's true. Like, I didn't know what Omegaverse until I didn't know what it was till I met Emma. Thanks, Emma.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
And to be fair, this is like my 10th Omegaverse in the last year. I'm reading outside of the podcast. It's one of those, like, why do I keep doing this to myself? But I like that one author, but I did not like her sequel. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. But all that to say, I understand, like, not knowing what you're getting into. But I hear Rico where it's like, okay, but you read the synopsis.
Right.
And, like, to what extent did you think there wasn't going to be, like, she isn't afraid to show her teeth if anyone threatens her safety. And, like, to some extent, everyone knows what, like, an alpha omega dynamic is, because it's in our, like, culture otherwise. So at some point, it's kind of like, it's not like that's a bad thing either. I don't remember who said it. Maybe it was Rico, but it's like you're mixing these, like, genuine things that could be triggering to somebody with things that are just sort of like, I don't know.
Like positives.
Common knowledge, positives. Yeah, like neutral to positive things. You know what I mean? Like the alpha omega dynamic is neutral. It's like something that exists in the animal kingdom. We're just putting it in this context of, like, magical werewolf sex and fake semen dildo. I
do find it
toys.
extremely funny that we've developed entire, like, genres of media around the concept of alpha wolves and beta wolves and whatever. And the guy who did that research has been begging people to stop talking about it because he's like, I was wrong. I was wrong. It's not real. Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And now we're like, no, all of the media about it.
Fanfic got a hold of it. It's never dying now.
When are we getting the Bride Amazon show? The Amazon original Bride.
It's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jason, what were you going to say when I very rudely cut you off? I would
like it if it was presented and framed as kinks, I think.
Right, kinks present in this story.
Yes, it's not triggering. It's not good or bad. We're just saying this book has,
the following,
power dynamics, power exchange, breeding, biting, blood play, which I think was it her soul to take that, something similar to that. I could definitely call that like blood.
There was
play,
like the piercing, yeah,
and so it's just this is just a thing that's in this book. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, that's for you to decide. But it's not presented as a thing that's like
there's no, like, moral judgment.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you're right that, like, the content warning like this in particular kind of mixes the two, where it's like it feels like a jumble of bad, but it's like, okay, that's just part of it. Right. That's not even a bad thing. Yeah. So was there anything we did like about this book? I feel like we could go on in the negative column for a long time. I'll start with something I enjoyed, which was not a lot, admittedly, but I'm like, wait, actually, do I have something? I didn't necessarily mind, like, the what was it, the Veil Walker element that was present in the story. I think that was really interesting, where, like, for our listeners who maybe have not read the book yet, and maybe will never read the book after this, one of the main characters, like, she doesn't shift. She has, like, a spirit or, like, a ghost wolf that only her and her fated mate can see. And it turns out that it's this whole thing about, like, she had to, cross the veil, like the or the line between life and death, to, like, bond with it and stuff. And I was like, that's kind of interesting and different. I was interested in that. I think this is now something I don't like, but grain of salt, that I didn't like how many different subplots there were.
There were so many.
There was a lot.
So many subplots that got buried. And I think that they really could have the main plot being, like, her betrothed was coming back for her 10 years later to like finish the ceremony was like the Z plot of this book.
And then seemingly like wasn't even true by the end of it.
No, it didn't even pay off. It was very confusing and weird. I think if this were to be a series, like I think what we've talked about this with other shorter novels as well, is there was too much going on in one book. And I think that the ideas, like you said, Emma, definitely felt like, okay, this is everything I would want in like a sapphic werewolf series. And she put it all in a 200-page book.
Yeah.
And there's just way too much going on. I think you could have done like the first book. This book could have been like her figuring out her powers, leading to maybe like the ultimate like pack formation, her like the standoff with her ex. All of that could have been later. It just was so fast in 200 pages, where also the first half of the book dragged. So this all happened in maybe like 100 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. And the kid was definitely not there for any reason that I could think of.
There was also, this is also a spin-off of one of the other books. So she was also included, the author was also including scenes and characters from that book.
Yeah, like clearly the vampire queen, I'm assuming, is from the other, because I'm going to click on it on Goodreads right now, which, by the way, can we talk about that couple being Marzana and Anna? What the fuck? It's Marzana and Anna. Really? We couldn't come up with any names.
No.
Yeah, so Marzana and Anna, my God, also have a book that came out 2 years ago, it looks like. Yeah. And it was very clear. And this is kind of one of those things that annoys me about these sort of like interconnected standalones is if you're going to promote this and you're going to market this as though it's a standalone, it better be a standalone. There's a lot in this book that does not make sense because you can tell as you're reading it, I'm missing information. I'm missing information about like the dynamics of this world. I'm missing information about how this works. And they can only do so much heavy lifting by putting in the note on this world before the book starts. I don't know if that was included in the audiobook. There's like a section in the Kindle in the ebook
before it starts.
Yeah, that says like a note on like how werewolves work in this particular world. Oh, that's not in the audiobook? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they like shove stuff. I've seen this before. They shove stuff like this into the beginning. You'll often see that on Omegaverse stuff too, because Omegaverse has such like fast and loose rules, or like everybody plays fast and loose with the rules, so that like you have to like establish here's how it works in the one that I'm writing. You can only do so much heavy lifting by putting that in and all that exposition before the book even starts. But I'm like reading this, I'm like, well, clearly there's other shit going on. Clearly there's things that I'm missing, and you've marketed this as standalone, but it's really not because I can tell that you're kind of assuming I know things in order to fully understand what's going on here.
Yep.
Great point about the audiobook, because I definitely started with the audiobook and did not get that note, but at times I felt like I understood the rules, and then like they would mention things like the exposition was just kind of shoved in there at random points. So that actually is confusing that she tried to explain it at the beginning, because I just thought she was shoving it in throughout the book when it was convenient. And it
very specifically tells you like, here's how werewolves work. Here's how Omegaverse is going to work with 2 female partners. Like, here's how this all works.
That would have been great. Yeah, because that was one of my big
I had a lot of questions
about Omegaverse. Like, as I understand it, that makes sense for me as someone who's newer to it, is that it does come out of in biology, right? Like it's very which was the term you said earlier, Emma? Like
bioessentialism.
There you go. Like it comes out of the idea of like going into heat and needing to breed and all that kind of stuff, and it's taken it to this X degree. You know, I was like, okay, fine, I get that. That's the fun part of it. Claiming, very primal, like cool. And I still get like the primal thing can still exist and like the claiming and all that kind of stuff, but it was like when Quinn is like, oh, you're in heat, is like, okay, like you maybe you can tell that from pheromones and stuff, but like, does that do anything for you? Because that's not your biology. And this is me getting really into the weeds. Like, I get it. Like, just shut the fuck up, Jason. Enjoy the story. But like, that's the way my brain works. Is like, if you give me a set of rules for a world, I need to like understand them a little bit better. And granted, this is not the same as all other Omegaverse. You can do whatever the hell you want. But when I was reading those things, I was just like, how does this work? And I think, Emma, you've mentioned for like male Omegaverse. I know it's a thing, or maybe it was in my research. I know it's a thing where two men can have sex, anal sex, and the receiving person can still get pregnant.
And preg. Yep.
Yeah. And so I know, like, okay, fine. That's the thing that doesn't exist in our world, but exists in the world of this. Which, fine, I get it. Fine. You're still inserting semen and somehow the biology makes it pregnant. Fine, whatever. I can understand that. That's all I need. Like, I just need like some sort of explanation of how this works in this world. And I'm like, cool, I'm good. And I feel like I didn't really get that in this book.
It is so interesting to watch you guys try to figure this out in real time from not a fan fiction background, because I guarantee all of these authors are coming from a fan fiction background, and so I think they take for granted a lot of the like ability to discern what's going on from people who like have that background as well. And it's like, no, you're putting this in a commercialized space where like that's not always going to be the case.
I'm so glad you said that, Emma, because as I'm talking, I'm looking at you and you have this little smile on your face and I cannot tell what it means. And it was like, is it, oh, look at this man trying so hard to not put his foot in his mouth?
I mean,
a little bit.
It's also that.
It's so funny. Like fan fiction has taken so many turns that I'm like, I cannot believe this is where we've ended up. I can't believe it. I can't believe Supernatural brought us here.
Oh, God.
I can't believe Jensen Ackles brought us here. The world's first Omega.
Oh, God.
And see, I never even watched Supernatural, so like that's even lost on me. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's just because that literally Omegaverse comes from Supernatural fan fiction.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's your history lesson for the day. And now here we are.
So what you're telling me is I need to watch that show and then we can dive back into Omegaverse.
The show will give you nothing. The show will give you absolutely nothing.
Won't.
No, but I feel like I need to start there, then go into AO3, and then come back to Omegaverse and
I'll see you in 9 years.
More sense. Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say this will be a 10-year hiatus. So, did anyone like anything else? I feel like
So there was a thing early on. No, there was a thing early on that I did enjoy. However, it was quickly kind of done away with, and Emma, you did allude to it, that early on we have this illusion of being able to go against the fated mates thing, right? They are fated mates. We get that in the prologue, I think it is, and then they choose like, no, this is I don't want to do this, and like, oh, I actually really like that. Like we have talked on the show how fated mates is kind of annoying. It does away with so much character building and earning it and stuff, and it's hard for me to like really enjoy that. And so I was very excited to see what the story was going to be, having removed that from the equation. But we very quickly just fell back into like, well, we're still fated mates. Like we said no, but we're still fated mates. Like I've been following you around because you're my fated mate. And I've been calling to you without knowing it because you're my fated mate. And now we're thrust together because we have to be because of circumstances. But it's totally fine because you're my fated mate. Thank you.
She chugged wine. That's
as soon as I said that, and there was no reaction, like that was a missed opportunity.
Somebody was going to have to say something.
No, so Rico, you're actually. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
I was going to say you're actually so right. I think what would have made this a stronger story if she had stuck with that, and then at the end, like spoiler alert, like when she like fully goes through the veil and like discovers her powers and comes back, the like mating bond is there again. And I think that would have been interesting if they had just kind of crossed paths that had not been alluded to. They had actually built a relationship, like chose each other, whatever. And then it was like, oh my God, we were mates. It was you. That's why you felt familiar. Like if that was it, I think I would have forgiven a lot more of the story, because I'm with you that I think it was like, that also was like interest that grabbed me. I was like, "Ooh, Emma might be happy then. We might not have a fated mate trope." And then it promptly went to shit by like chapter 2 or something.
My first note in the book is from not even when the book started. It's in that early, like, here's how my werewolves work. That says moon fated mates are born with soul tethers that will always lead two wolves back to each other. And my note just says, no. no with like 9 O's.
See, Rico and I didn't have that. So part of me had hope when we started the book.
And the first instance of her missing a word happens in that. And I was like, uh-oh, before the book even starts.
Oh no. That is where honestly starting the audiobook and then rush reading the digital book really bites me in the butt because I don't notice as many typos because I'm like reading so quickly.
Right.
And then the audiobook, obviously they don't really have them. They fix them or whatever. So to some degree, I'm like, maybe I enjoyed this book a little more because I didn't read it and I listened to like the majority of it.
Well, and to your point about like, it feels like she's trying to have her cake and eat it too, right? Like she's trying to play around with the idea of introducing choice into the mating bond, like rejecting it and then choosing them anyway, but then does not do anything to build a relationship that one would choose. There's no reason. Like they start talking to each other. She starts talking about the idea of maybe accepting each other even though they've broken the mate bond out of nowhere. They have no relationship when she starts that conversation. They've had sex a couple of times as like friends, but they have no relationship. There's an interesting, I remember a very specific line in their, I think she's Sheila or not Sheila, Quinn, they're interchangeable personalities, so they're interchangeable names. Quinn is out and Sheila's like waiting for her to come back, or Quinn is leaving and she's like, you know, I'll wait up. I've really enjoyed our nights together. Like I've really enjoyed the nights that we spent talking together. And I'm like, we have not seen a single one of those. That happens off page. What are you talking about the nights you've spent together? And then she'll like, you know, she'll introduce like, okay, this is what's going to happen next. And then she time jumps and she's like, okay, I've been here for 2 weeks now and we've grown so close together. What are you, you don't get to skip over that. That's the romance novel. This, as the whole time I was reading this, I was like, this is a romance novel that has forgotten that it's a romance novel. You do actually have to write the romance. It has to be on the page. You can't just say, oh, they like each other though. Oh, but and like usually I think one of the problems that we run into in these is that like, oh, they're like only attracted to each other physically. It only talks about how hot the other person is. They don't even really do that. She doesn't even really spend any time talking about how beautiful the other person is. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
So speaking of that physical attraction, I was promised a muscle mommy. And there was barely any description of said muscles and muscle mommy behavior.
Yep.
And I was so upset because I was like, again, another thing we haven't really like, because we don't really read a lot of sapphic books, because unfortunately they have all been terrible. So I stopped suggesting them. And yet here I am again, proving that they have all been terrible so far. My God, somebody, for the love of God, please send me a list of tried and true sapphic books because I'm sick of my failed methods. But anyways, I was like, oh, muscle mommy is something we've like, we haven't really like dove into that. Like we've stayed pretty.
Was Jason the one that chose the book that had the demon woman who was like a fitness instructor or something?
That was me.
That was you. Okay.
Was me.
Yeah. So she would call her muscle mommy. If my camera could stop freezing on the weirdest faces, that would be great.
Which book was that?
I'm having fun with that.
It's a fantastic one for the audio podcast.
That was the man eater one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So I've been trying to get us like slightly different like women, like female main characters in these books to just sort of challenge again. Like we've seen pretty like gender essentialist roles in a lot of the books that we've read. Not because we believe that, but I think that like that's kind of like the inherent nature of some of the tropes and like reading kinks that somebody keeps picking. I'm just kidding. That's all of us. I think we've all picked one at this point. We're all sick and twisted.
As we're reading a Bella pick with a breeding kink.
Exactly. But that's my point is I'm like, if I have to read a breeding kink, like give me a muscle mommy. You know what I mean? But it didn't pay off. I was like, at the very least, I'll be like, okay, this is a little different. It's not as toxic as like that one you made us read that I just like, I hated it. It was the first Omegaverse one.
Oh yeah, Dark City Omega.
I'm still mad about it.
What was the second one that we read? We keep saying 3. I don't remember.
Hunger Like No Other.
That is not Omegaverse.
Wait.
No? Shit.
Just kidding. Hold on.
What is that one then?
That's just werewolf.
Oh, okay. Same. Different? Was it not Omegaverse?
No.
Then we want to read Omegaverse.
Okay, you keep saying. I was like, everybody keeps saying 3, and I'm missing something.
Oh, you've recommended other ones to me that I have read, so I think that's also where, like, I read Bride and I read the Fake Mate one.
Yes, Fake Mate is Omegaverse.
I've read other things too.
Wait. Yeah. So there's a difference between just a werewolf book and Omegaverse?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like, because it's not even that like all Omegaverse books are werewolf books, because not all Omegaverse books are even werewolf books. You have Omegaverse books that have no shifting in them. So sometimes I understand the confusion, because sometimes you'll get these werewolf books that will still use the word alpha because they use the concept of an alpha wolf, but that does not necessarily make it an Omegaverse book. Okay. I'm providing an education on this podcast, everybody.
I was going to say.
Our podcast is educational. Emma. We should probably switch our tag.
Well, I am very confused now. What makes it Omegaverse? Yeah.
Say that again, Laura.
What makes it Omegaverse versus just werewolf?
The concept of having, the concept of having an alpha and omega, the concept of going into heats and ruts, that is what kind of gives you the Omegaverse tag there. But a lot of werewolf books that are just werewolf and not Omegaverse do still have the concept of alpha. But it's when you get into, like, you have to have this concept of alpha and omega, and usually beta as well, alpha, beta, and omega. And it has to be like, I don't want to say it has to be sex derived, but it kind of has to be sex derived in terms of like the alpha omega relationships.
Yeah, I feel like it is. It's just,
I don't remember for a fact, but I think for a better explanation of the Omegaverse, probably go listen to our Dark Side Omega episodes. I'm pretty sure Emma gives us a pretty good one in there.
I did have to give a little primer on that one, I do believe.
You did.
Which is hilarious when you listen to it, because you have to realize that I'm giving them the primer on the Omegaverse after they've already read the book, because I didn't give it to them first.
That is true.
That's true. You were in this. It was in the spoiler section. Wait, okay. I do want to talk about, because we haven't really talked about our favorite sex scenes, and like maybe this will segue into that.
Wait, I didn't get to share what I like.
Oh, sorry.
Laura, you go.
Laura, what did you like?
I appreciated that the author knew what she was talking about when it came to coffee and espresso.
Oh my God, Laura.
I don't even drink coffee in this.
There was coffee and espresso in this fucking book.
I don't even remember.
The only note I actually wrote in all of my highlights, I said someone knows their espresso, and it was on she makes it sound like it was a casual thing she mentioned to them in passing as she tamps grounds into a portafilter.
Wow.
Which is an espresso machine, and nobody fucking knows what a portafilter is.
That's all you need to know about this book, that the only note Laura wrote is about coffee and espresso.
For real.
That says it all.
That's so funny. Well, I was going to say, because this segues into the sex scenes and is something I appreciated, which was...
Wait, Rico also has something.
Fuck it, whatever. I just wanted to say, you briefly mentioned it. I like the idea of the ghost wolf. I like the idea of like the wolf kind of being separate. I know, but like you brought it up, but I really wanted to dive in more. I really like the idea that the wolf exists separately from the character. You know, that's like almost a different entity. I thought that was just
and like the witchy magicness.
It's like a bond
for some reason.
Because she loved Phantom of the Opera, which is exactly what I thought when I heard the name Christine. I was like Phantom of the Opera, and then it was that, and I went, all right, cool, I get it.
I have a friend who has been Christine on Broadway for many years and is now Christine in Masquerade, and I'm like, do I send this to her?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's funny. You absolutely do.
No context.
At least the excerpt. Be like, okay, now you have to read this book. Okay, so one of my favorite things that segues us into the sex scenes a little bit more. I did like the use and mention of toys in their relationship. So again, I didn't get the primer on how this would all work with like two female characters. So I thought the way that they brought in the toys was smart, and I think helped make it make sense, where like there was a toy that had a knot and like fake semen, and that would help with the heat. And I was like, okay,
oh, that's right. You guys have never seen that before.
Yeah,
that's very common in Omegaverse.
God,
well,
Emma.
I'm just saying, I think she did a good job without a primer. explaining that too. Because like as far as I know about Omegaverse, I was like, oh, how will it help with the heat? Like, how will this heat happen? I'm assuming toys will come in. Oh, there they are. Cool. So like she was consistent with that. So
I think not many of the books we've read, I think, even include many toys.
Yeah, because I think the other one that we read was male-female, so there was no need for it. It was a male-female couple, and they were mated. So a lot of times you'll see that in Omegaverse with either queer female relationships or Omegas that are not mated. I am revealing too much about myself in this podcast. I think my mother listens to this podcast. Hi, Mom.
I'm pretty sure my dad has to listen to this podcast as well.
My family's not allowed to. They've been told never ever.
I don't know if mine does. So hopefully not.
No. I have coworkers who might be listening to this, so please stop now.
If you know me in real life and you listen to this podcast, don't let me know.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah,
I don't need to know.
Guys, I do have a friend. She's so sweet. She'll never hear this because I don't think she actually listens, but she follows us and like is like, oh yeah, I saw you were reading that book, and I'm like, are you listening? And she's like, no, I don't really listen to it. Like I didn't know if that was okay or not. And I was like, don't do that. Don't listen to it, please, for the love of God. Still be my friend and don't listen to this podcast.
That's good. Yeah. Actually,
that's going to be our social media clip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Whatever you do, don't listen to this podcast.
I should clarify, if you listen to the After Dark episodes, don't tell me. If you listen to other episodes, that's fine.
The other ones
the regular episodes are fine.
Totally fine. Love that.
After Dark is not for anybody I see in real life. Other than you guys, that's true friendship. But everyone else, you're dead to me. Anyways.
What's the next topic, for the love of God?
I feel like we always talk about this, but there was not nearly enough sex for the amount of bad plot.
I have a question about the sex scenes.
Yeah.
First,
when two women love each other.
No.
Now he's an expert, guys.
I'm not asking for more educational information.
Let me go get my Barbie dolls.
I have a question about the sex scenes. They were a little boring, and so I don't really remember any of them at this point.
Sure.
Other than the end, because it was the end, and it was outside, so I was kind of grossed out. But I feel like maybe I felt like only.
Is it because only Sheila ever had an orgasm?
Yes, thank you. I feel like it was only Quinn was only ever helping Sheila, and I felt like that was never the other way.
Yeah, she occasionally, like, Quinn had some orgasms, but like, especially in their first encounter, it's entirely Sheila. In their second encounter, I think it's a little bit more equal, but like almost all of the time, it is about Quinn servicing Sheila and Sheila not reciprocating.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I know Quinn was orgasming, but I felt like it was like Quinn was like just handling herself.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, like, I was getting towards the end and I was like, wait, am I just not remembering?
They did do some stuff with to bring up the toys. Like, they did do some like mutual pleasure with the toys that made sense.
Yes, that's true.
The strap had like pleasure centers for Quinn as well. The vibrator they did stuff with, but like, yeah, all like very, very often it was Quinn giving and then fade to black. Sheila does not receive, or like Sheila does not reciprocate. I'm like, what are we doing? What is this pillow princess shit going on here? Like, put your back into it and get going. It's ridiculous.
And the fact that it's that in its own way is like perpetuating stereotypes of like, you know, like the more like feminine pillow princess and then the masculine top. And I was like, oh no, let's make a switch happen at some point. Huh?
No. Yeah.
Nah. It was very like unimaginative sex. It was
unbalanced,
unimaginative.
Maybe that's what she meant by unbalanced power dynamics.
That's what it is.
Oh.
And we were triggered, so fuck it. You know what? I guess it serves a purpose.
Point one her.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We have egg on our face now.
That makes more sense.
Does anyone else have anything else to add? I feel like I'm out of questions.
I mean, I just have a lot of notes about like other stuff that was dumb. Sorry, Sheil. I cannot get over the fact that her fucking nickname for Sheila was Sheil. Sorry, Sheil is harder to say. It's actually harder to say than Sheila. Yeah. You had to stop yourself.
I agree.
And then she made this like 2 or 3 times she brings up the like, she almost said my full name. And I kept sitting there thinking like, what is Sheila short for? Like, Sheila's a shortened version of her name. What is it? And then you find out it's Sheila Camille. Sheila Camille. Yeah. What the fuck? Why can the names in this book are so bad? Between Sheila Camille becoming Sheil, Marzana and Anna, the couple. Like, what are we doing here with these names?
I thought it was a typo when I kept seeing Sheil at first.
It's
like
so
the first
hard
couple of
to
times,
say.
And then I realized it was the nickname. And I was like, why?
And then there's this like, to speak of like random subplots that go nowhere, because there was too many of them. She's a monster smut romance writer.
Oh god, that
what
was
the fuck? Oh my god!
I felt
it's so feels, cringe.
It feels really like too in our world.
Yes,
when things like that are mentioned, I thought it was. I laughed at the crypto tech bros.
That was funny.
Also, it took
that
me
was
out.
Funny.
Just completely took me out of the book at the same time.
Yeah, I wasn't super mad about it because it was funny enough that I was like,
it was funny,
right.
But also
the crypto tech bro thing worked for me because it's a sort of like, it borders the line of satire. Like the intent is to make fun of it. And like, it's different for me from the like monster smut thing because that's supposed to be like, haha, nudge, nudge, you're reading a monster smut romance and she rewrites. Isn't that so funny? Isn't that so funny? Don't you like her so much? Isn't she so quirky? Shut up. I swear to God. Yeah. And then like 3 different people in the book talk about monster romance and like monster smut. I'm like, what are we doing here? Oh my God. Stop breaking the fourth wall and stare at me.
Yeah. I don't like meta shit like that. That's not for me.
And it mostly just go ahead.
No, you know.
I was gonna say mostly just feels like, again, with one of the main problems of this book being that these people have no personality and that there is no character relationship in this, is like, you couldn't come up with anything else. Like, you're a monster smut writer, so she's a monster smut writer. And then you don't actually see her doing any of that. There's no indication of, like, how she makes her money. Like, that's supposed to be, we're supposed to understand that that's how she makes her money. But there is no focus on, like, why she does it, how she does it, what she derives from it, how she makes money from it. Like, there's nothing. It's just like, oh, haha, hee hee, she writes monster smut. Oh my God, shut up. It's like my actual note from the book. It literally says, please shut up.
And it doesn't translate at all into her own sex scenes.
Correct.
Her own sexual experiences.
True. Well, except for the one mention from the vampire women of like, oh, you should get her a tentacle dildo. And I was like, Rico, did you write this?
Multiple mentions of tentacle sex.
But nothing.
Did it tease me?
Oh, yeah. And then one of the other characters... Rico. One of the other characters is like an artist, and she's like, I want to commission her to make NSFW art for my book. Shut the fuck up. What are we doing? My note literally says, what are we doing here? I'm just looking at my Kindle notes right now. Wait, I highlighted a passage. Can anybody tell me what the fuck this means? Because my note literally just says, what? The passage I highlighted is, and my drawers are filled with granny panties because I like to vibe out to the thought of dressing. Oh, never mind. I got it. Never mind. It made sense to me when I read it out loud. I like to vibe out to the thought of dressing up in lacy lingerie for Quinn, and that won't be happening. Vibe out, she means use a vibrator. I have never heard that be like the verb for using a vibrator.
I've never heard that before either.
Oh,
I was like,
that one took me a minute too, because I was like, huh?
Because I like to vibe out to the thought of dressing up in lacy lingerie for Quinn, which also she never does.
My first thought was like, I like to like fantasize, and I was like, no, vibe out is a very specific verb.
Yeah,
what could she be talking about? And it took me far too long, but apparently not as long as Emma. So I'm going to take Quinn because I did figure it out while reading the book.
And also, as much as we talk about, or as much as we mentioned, like by making this a sapphic Omegaverse, you do inherently lose some of the gender essentialism that you get in a lot of these, because you do have a female-female partnership here. And yet, why do the only female personalities we actually see, like, they are all this, like, bubblegum pink aesthetic? There are others who are not that, but we don't see their personality. Because the one, like, I'm looking at my highlights now, and she says, she brings me to a door decorated with rainbow welcome signs and pink heart stickers. And I'm like, why are all of the women in this book like this? All of the women are like this.
No, it's giving, like, Quinn, again, is, like, the dom, muscle mommy. Like,
but, like, even Quinn, has pink hair and, like, has rainbow heart stickers all over her stuff. And it's like,
and
all of the women.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I think we can sort of ascertain that, like, Riley is not necessarily like that some of the vampires are not necessarily like that, but we don't actually see what they are like. The only people that we describe their style and aesthetic have that style and aesthetic. Like, okay, like, is this just your style and aesthetic? So it's what you're writing? I don't know what's happening here. Now I'm just complaining just to complain, so I'm gonna just know that I have a lot more of those notes that just say, huh?
Speaking of complaints, I have one minor gripe about the book, and it's not about the story at all. It is just about the title.
It doesn't make any sense. What does it mean?
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
The title would have been perfect for a story about a woman coming for the pack.
Oh, like either
it sounds like it was going to be a harem,
or that, or just
harem.
like harem, white shoes, any of that.
Or even if the concept was about rescuing her from a pack or something, like to take down the pack. Like, this title doesn't mean anything. And I will say the title is just because that's what they're all called.
Right.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
And she had to come up with something. So, like, for listeners, She Came from the Swamp, which is the swamp monster. And I swear to UTI Central. She Came for Blood is the vampire book. She Came at Midnight, I'm going to guess, is some kind of succubus, if I had to guess. And then so she had to come up with something like, oh, what's a werewolf version of that? Oh, she came for the pack. What?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other petty complaints? I love a petty complaint.
I think, honestly, just one last note about the writing, that there was some just really cringy words and phrases thrown out there that would, like, take me out.
Yeah.
I only have, like, a couple highlights because, again, I was reading quickly, so I was like, I can't do this. But, like, a lot of, like, modern turns of phrase. Oh, no, I gotta find one. There was a really bad one. Hold on, I did highlight it. Please.
Well,
Rico, edit this so it's not as long of a pause.
No, I'm going to fill it with something else. Well, Bello does that. I am thinking about how I have come across other smutty book podcasts that I'll listen to from time to time, especially if they've done a book that we've all read.
You're cheating on us? What the fuck?
Well, hold on.
I'm cheating on you with everyone under the sun. Don't worry.
I know. I was going to say Bella speaking over here.
Wow.
Yeah. The one thing I noticed that makes me love us so much more than I already do is that a lot of them just like they love the genre. They love these smutty books, and they talk about them, and they just fucking love them. It doesn't matter what it is. They just have nothing but great things to say about all of them, and that is not us. At all. Like, if we love a thing, we love it for sure. Yeah. But most of these episodes
love everything that they're reading,
nitpicking and complaining and
well, and my thing with this, it's the same. It's just the same thing I talk about with Romantasy, and I get into it with people online about Romantasy because like people get very mad about like me critiquing it. I'm just like, I am like this because I want it to be better, and I know it can be. I respect it enough to know that it can be better, and that we don't have to settle for this crap.
Yeah,
here.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And I wish that there were fewer people who just loved everything, because it's hard to find the good stuff with like not reading it first. Like, that is the thing I don't like about picking books for the podcast is like, if I read it, I could tell you if it was good or not, but then it kind of defeats the point of like picking it for the podcast. I guess I could read it and then pick it and then just talk about it on the podcast. I don't know. I'll figure out a system, maybe for season 10. We'll see. But I do want to say I did find this language, and there were two in particular that really stood out to me as being really bad. She says, I've got that dog in me.
I highlighted that one.
Yes. Yes, I forgot about that. Oh, God. Oh,
Hated
my
it.
God.
Immediately
I forgot.
went, bleh.
Yep.
And then hold on. This one was so bad. And maybe it won't bother you guys as much, but she might be a cinnamon roll to me. But if Everett comes around here, I know she'll kill him. And I was like, not the like bad meme language casually, like seriously in here. Like she tried to like repackage it in a way where it wasn't like, looks like a cinnamon roll would kill you.
Yeah.
Like, bad.
Bella
Watts.
Please know
She's
that
got a dog in her.
I have this highlighted. I'll be tempted to follow you right to the borders of House of Frenzy. I can't help it. I've got that dog in me. And my note says, boo! Like 10 O's.
Accurate. I couldn't find my like little pencil to write boo in there. So it's just a highlight in mine. But the sentiment of boo was in my heart. Don't you worry. It's crazy.
Got that dog in me. Shut up.
That dog. There are so many, but those two were my least favorite. Also the like, I wonder what that pink velvet would feel like in between, like on my mound or something. And I was like, that whole sentence is bad. Just bad. Bad. So definitely would take me out of it. But again, had to read it quickly. So I was like, well, we have to power through. But I swear, added at least 15 minutes to my read time. Rico, what's this?
It just sounds like you all would not vibe out to those parts. That's it.
Would not.
No, bad. Took me out of it. Immediately turned off. What's the opposite of an aphrodisiac? Vibe killer? It's a vibe killer.
In multiple ways.
Yeah. So, what would we rate this? Because on Goodreads, guys, it's a 4.2.
Out of 250 ratings. All right.
Yeah, out of 250 rating, which is still a lot to get 4.2, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I did see her other books have lower ratings. This was the highest rated.
Interesting. They all have
the
significantly
series.
more, though. They have like 5 times more ratings.
1,600. Oh, you're right. Let's see. She Came from the Swamp is a 3 point. 1,800 ratings. I saw 336 reviews. She Came from the Swamp is 3.5, but it is 1,800 ratings. You're right. So, yeah. Guys, on Goodreads, have better standards. My God. I don't understand. Like, objectively, writing bad, plot bad, like needed editing, all these things. But okay, sure.
All right.
So what's our rating?
I'm at a solid 2 on this one. 2 out of 5, and that's being pretty generous.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 3.
You're so nice.
I think if somebody just wants a quick read that doesn't really care about good quality, they're gonna have fun with this.
A glowing
I think
endorsement.
they're gonna be fine.
Do you think she wants that as a blurb?
Rated by Shit We've Read as
If anybody wants this and doesn't care about quality, you know?
this is the one for you.
Look, as much as it was not great, I also still had an okay time. I didn't have a ton to complain about. Like, it wasn't hard to get through. It wasn't like it was fine.
Yeah, I think as we read more books, our standards get higher too. So I think like that's what's kind of hard is like I genuinely want to know what I rated like the worst books so that I rate this one a little bit better because it's not our worst book, but like now in the scheme of how many smut books I've read, I would rate this like somewhere between like a 2.5, something like that. For personal like enjoyment, like a 2, but like I don't think it's the worst smut ever. So like a 2.5 to be like, it's middle of the road.
You don't gotta be nice. You don't gotta be nice. Speak your truth.
No, but my thing is I want to know what I rated the worst ones because this cannot rate lower than our worst books.
That just
because
means
that
you
would
need
be-
now that your
Do you want me
palette
to
has
tell you?
refined, you go back and re-rate your other ratings.
Yeah, can I change my ratings on the other ones, Rico? Is
That's
that
a whole
legal?
other special episode.
Oh
We're
my
gonna go back and
goodness.
reread or rerate everything.
No, not reread. I'm not
No,
rereading
not reread.
everything.
Just
but
rerating.
just
Sorry, we're just rerating.
re-rating. But like, what's our worst rating on a book?
Altogether, like the average group rating, or
Yeah,
or
let's go with like the group rating.
the worst average rating is Railed by the Krampus at 1.13. Okay, well, I gotta specify the decimal points are going to be really weird numbers because they use my weird algorithm, which comes out to weird numbers. They don't use my Goodreads rating, so I want to preface that. But Railed by the Krampus is 1.13. That's the worst rated book.
Okay.
The Sting of Victory is 1.22. Lord of Eternal Night is 1.61. Sing Me to Sleep is 1.91. And then everything out is 2 point something and above. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, I would say no. That's perfect. I feel like then I'd stick with my 2 rating.
2 it is.
Where are you
I'm going to
at,
give
Jason?
it my little algorithm popped out 2.86, but I'm going to run down to 2.75 for personal, and then on Goodreads 2.5. 2.5 on Goodreads. No, I can't do half decimals, can I? I guess it'd be 3.
Nope.
No, not on Goodreads.
I guess it'd be
Do
3 on
not
Goodreads.
give this shit a 3. I do not look me in the face and give this shit a 3 when you
No.
just said
I
2.5.
don't think.
No.
I want to give it a half. I want to give it a half. But I think
No, I get
it was
that.
unoffensive is the thing for me. I think like I read it and it was like it's just a book. I read it. I didn't hate anything. It just wasn't the best thing I've read. I think when I get into the 2 territory, something really is offensive to me in one way or the other. Like
That's how I feel too.
That's me with a 1.
Yeah.
oh.
There's
I'm
a
with Emma
wide
on
range
that.
of books that I will call a 2. Like, if it's a 1, it has to have done something to truly offend my sensibilities in terms of like how egregiously bad it is. But the
Sing Me
thing-
to Sleep was that.
truly like waste of my
Krampus.
fucking time. Why am I doing this? Like, this is like I feel insulted as a reader having been sold this book. That's a 1.
Mhm.
But this is a solid 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's see. Our average rating puts this right in between Desperate Measures and Sing Me to Sleep.
Both my picks. You know what? Sometimes it does
No,
not work out.
No, Desperate Measures was worse.
No, Desperate Measures was mine. It was
Oh,
the first
yes,
one
yes,
that we
yes.
did for After Dark.
Yes, correct. Okay.
So
Right.
to be fair, we didn't really know what we were doing with After Dark yet.
Yeah.
Just like everybody's first time, you don't really know what you're doing. You just hope for the best.
Figure it out on the fly.
Oh, God, Rico. Okay. All right. Moving on. All right. So thank you guys for reading this book. I'm glad it wasn't my worst pick, but I really will try to do better. I did not want to go first. Let the record show. So this is what we got. I also could not find my list of picks that I had made like last year. That was going to be my bank of picks. I could not find it. And I was like, well, I'm not redoing all of that work. So hopefully I find it before the next time. So what are we reading next, Emma? Our next pick
My
is yours.
pick next.
ready.
I'm so scared.
I'm actually really excited. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm really excited. I've wanted to start with this author for a really long time. I wanted to start with the series for a really long time, but it's very daunting to jump into. So we're all gonna jump into it together. We are gonna be reading Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, which is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series.
Never even
Yeah,
Wait,
Jason knows what I'm talking about.
Wait,
Jason
what's the title?
knows. It's called Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. There are, I believe, 24 books in this series right now. Like, this is a prolific series. So this
Whoa.
book came out in 2005. We're heading back to the sort of hunger like no other time. What I really want is I really want to go back into sort of the height, the prime time of paranormal romance, which I think is a lot of what we're trying to capture right now. I want to go back into that like prime paranormal romance, urban fantasy time, right? Your Patricia Briggs, your J.R. Wards, your, Cressley Coles. So I'm really excited for us to pick this up. It is a vampire novel. I know very little about it. Is it going to be problematic from 2005? Probably. Maybe. We're going to find out together. I'm really excited. J.R. Ward is like a hugely prolific author. I want to say she's written like 50 or 60 books and she's still publishing. Like, she's still around. I only found out that J.R. Ward is a woman like fairly recently in the last few years. I know that J.R. Ward was kind of just a name that I like was moved past because I didn't know who she was. And I would just kind of like glaze over, like, sounds like a male name. Let me move on to this, like, as I'm looking at the fantasy shelf in a bookstore. So yeah, we're going to read Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, and we're going to start the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. And we're going to see how it goes. Okay. I'm very excited. This is like a hugely prolific series. It's a really, really popular paranormal romance series. It's kind of like one of the paranormal romance series.
I'm excited for this one.
So Jason, I'm not surprised that you're the only one who knows it, because I was like, I need to make sure you specifically have not read this, because if any of us have, it would have been you.
That's fair. Yeah. I think I first heard about it. I think a listener told us about it. Like they messaged us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what put it on my radar. And I had it on my list of maybes. Definitely worth considering, but I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. Yay! And also fun we could do after we read and record, it got optioned into a series for Passion Flicks.
No, not Passion Flicks. No.
Yeah.
Is it actually like, did they make it?
Yeah. Season one was released last year.
No. What is it called? Is it called Black Dagger? What's it called?
Oh, I don't know. I assume so. I've not gone that far. For those who don't know, Passion Flicks is a streaming service that adapts romance novels. Very shitty, I think, I would assume. It is co-owned by...
It is called the Black Dagger Brotherhood.
Elon Musk's sister.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so...
Oh, the poster looks so bad for the show. What is it? He looks like Tommy Wiseau from The Room.
Oh, no.
You guys, we're gonna have to watch this.
We're gonna have to watch this. We're gonna marathon this all week long. We're gonna go through so many bottles of Barefoot wine that weekend.
Absolutely not.
Oh, look at these guys with their abs out. They're all like airbrushed on. Amazing.
Why does he look like that? The only reason I know about Passion Flicks is because I guess they adapted one of Jennifer L. Armentrout's series.
Yeah.
Who's a really bad romantasy writer.
Oh, this is great.
Okay, I can't see any of this before I read this book because I have to like this book. I will say it has a 4.15 on Goodreads with 358,000 ratings. And it came out in 2005. So we're going back 21 years for this one.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Vampires. It's not going to get lower than a 3 for me.
Oh my God.
Don't jinx us.
I said for me.
What
you
month?
can write whatever you want.
What month are we reading this? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Is it next month? In August?
No.
It would be
September?
like September.
Pretty cold.
I think it's
Isn't
September.
It every other?
Probably
it would be
September.
September.
I think we're just alternating months this season.
So we need to start reading. How long is that book?
It's only 400 pages. It's 400 pages in the mass market. So like in the little book, it's 400 pages.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if it's September, the episode's coming out on my birthday.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Laura. Here you go.
That's
what you wanted.
If it's not,
Yeah, hopefully it's a good book.
Emma's gonna owe you. All right, well, thank you guys for hosting. And Emma, looking forward to your next pick. And thank y'all for listening to this episode. And let us know your thoughts on this book. Find us on social media at Shit We've Read. We also have our Discord channel. I believe the link is in our bio on Instagram. If you enjoy our podcast, please rate and review us on your favorite podcast app, whatever that may be. You can also buy Shit We've Read merch or place a one-time donation on our PayPal or Venmo. All these links are in our show notes and our website at shitwe'veread.com. Emma, do you want to plug your socials?
I do, for a very specific reason. You can find me everywhere at EmmaSkies, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, various places. You can find me at EmmaSkies. And by the time you are listening to this episode, the cover has been revealed for the next book that my imprint is publishing, The Archaeology of Falling Worlds by Megan Chi. So you can add it to your shelf on Goodreads, which I will say helps a ton. Just putting a book as want to read on your Goodreads is extremely helpful in the lead up to a book coming out. So if you want to check out The Archaeology of Falling Worlds by Megan Chi, you can find us on Goodreads, and it's available for pre-order. If you see the synopsis and it sounds interesting, go ahead and pre-order it. Yeah, by the time you're listening to it, that'll be it. As we're talking about this, it has not been released yet, but it will be by the time you hear this. I'm so excited.
So exciting. Big stuff. Your second book from your imprint, right? Did you already say that? It's so exciting.
And if you want, you can also buy To Bargain with Mortals by R.A. Basu, which is my first book, my imprint, and it is quite good, if I do say so myself. And the sequel is coming out next year at an undisclosed time that I will tell you sometime soon.
Oh, more news. Wow, you're busy. Booked and busy. Speaking of booked and busy, Rico and Laura, our next episode, our August episode, is you guys plus our new host, Brittany Wong, which is Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinneman. Yes. Did I say that right? Sick. A man must fight for his planet against impossible odds when gamers from Earth attempt to remotely annihilate it in this epic, fast-paced novel. It sounds interesting, actually.
It's the same author as
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
There you go. Thank you.
Does this take place in the same universe?
I think it's a standalone. I think.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's standalone. So which is a very popular series. We amongst the podcasts have conflicting views on it, but
yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
But I'm excited to read more of a standalone series. We'll see what he does with a standalone book.
Yeah. I'll tell Sander about it.
Yeah.
I won't
if you're
read
a fan
it.
of the series, I think it's definitely worth listening to us. Shoot the shit about it.
Nice. And that's out on August 26th, which will be like a month from when this episode is out. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Good to be back.
Bye.
Bye.
Shit We've Read After Dark is hosted by Laura Benson, Jason Rico, Bella Romero, and EmmaSkies, with an introduction by Jessilee Windhaus and editing by Jason Rico.
To join the discussion on this and all other books we've read, find us at Shit We've Read on Instagram and TikTok.
For more information about us or to request transcripts, please visit shitwe'veread.com.
Thanks so much for listening.